right, now we're into Tech Talk, and we're going to talk about some technology issues. First, what have we got? Some save and save as?
Well, we certainly want to describe the difference between save and save as. I know a lot of our viewers don't understand the difference.
I know most people got it, but if you're not clear, we're gonna tell you about it.
Well, usually what will happen, and my suggestion is this: it's very important, obviously, to save any documents that you're working on. If we're talking about documents, creating documents. So we like to give you these instructions. If you're going to create a new document, as soon as you open it, immediately do a file and save, and give it a file name somewhere on your computer, whether you're saving it on your desktop or on your D partition that we like. So that way, as you continue on creating your document, you can occasionally hit the save button. Mm-hmm. It will save right wherever it is the first time that you saved it. Now, what's the difference between saving and save as?
All right, so if you're already working on one document and you're making a radical change, maybe you want to go in some way but you're not sure if it's going to work. Maybe you're drawing and you want to color the background blue. So you'll say, okay, I'm going to save it right now, and I'm going to color the background blue. I'm going to do save as. That way, in case I say, oh, I didn't like what I just did, you could go back. It creates two different versions. So you have, picture number 1, then you have picture number 1.2.
And this is the confusing part, because most people, unfortunately, do a save as, trying to save as the same file name. You can't do that because your first document is already created and it's already that file name. So the save as makes a copy. So remember that it's actually two different versions of that. So you don't want to work on those two different versions, whether it's a picture or if it's a lengthy Word document, you might have two different pieces of information in each.
Mm-hmm. Originally that was created, I believe, like when you're programming, what you do is you do different builds. So when you're programming, it gets a little bit tricky. It's not just about going backwards, it's about tracking your bugs. Mm-hmm. So if you have a base build, you write it, that's your save. And then you do a save as 1.2.
Mm-hmm. Right. And
then that way, whatever happens, if you got stability or problems, you could isolate it to the different builds, so you could isolate it to the changes. So if one day, you start working and suddenly that build is crashing, you could roll it back, look at the difference between 1.1 and 1.2. And there you go.
Yeah, make sure you know where your documents are located. That's another important thing also for the very end users, not obviously the more advanced, but very basic users. When you go to create that document and you've got it in multiple places, make sure you know which is your most current version. That's really, most current version, I guess, is really
exactly.
important. Okay, well that's good. So we've got these Cypress Bay laptops up here, by the way.
Yeah, pretty smooth.
They are pretty slick. We've had them here all show. And as long as we're in Tech Talk, we're going to give you the specifications of these things. We've been waiting for a while to get them ready to go. And if you notice, there's two of them now. Originally, we agreed to give one of these away to an outstanding student at Cypress Bay, and some of the criteria was going to be they had to write a business plan. We wanted the criteria to be that the student would write a business plan that we could turn into a business. And after going to the meeting, I was wrangled into somehow, which I agreed to, of course, giving away not one but two of these laptops. So these are really, really cool. Cypress Bay, actually two students now, a team of students are going to write a business plan that they're going to turn into a real business.
Is this going to be a team now or two different students?
No, the team will consist of a pair of students.
Okay.
So that way each team member will get one. And these are the actual laptops that you're going to be getting. And so let's tell them about it. Let's give them the specs on these things.
It's got a P4 mobile processor.
Well, now these are first of all, these are IBM ThinkPads.
Yeah.
On your suggestion.
I do prefer the IBM ThinkPads
right.
Model T43.
Right.
You got a 14.4-inch LCD and sturdy base that lasts you 10 years.
Right. Well, this is Mike's suggestion. That's why we went with these. You like the IBM ThinkPads, and they are P4 1.7 gigahertz processors. These particular machines will have 2 gigs of memory in them, so there's plenty of memory. The hard drive is partitioned so that not only when you're in Windows, you will have a safety partition that we always like to set up, a D partition, so that you can save your data there, but it also is a dual boot system. It boots into Linux, so that's kind of fun also. And I know that some of the students, when I went there and talked about these, they were really excited about that. They thought that was kind of cool. So it'll do dual boot Windows and Linux. Wireless built in.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we're actually on wireless right now. It's got wired internet, wireless, and what am I forgetting?
Keyboard and mouse.
obviously.
Well,
So-
we're lying. It doesn't come with a mouse. It's a trackpad.
yeah, that's true. It's built in. So that's it. So these are the ones that we've been talking about for a while. I'm glad we got them on the show. Cool setup.
Should get some kids right through college.
That's true. It will last. These are, like I said, I mean, you really like these IBM ThinkPads. And now that I've had a chance to put them together and build them and private label them, as you can see, it's got the Cypress Bay logo on them. You can't really see from your perspective, but there's also a Cypress Bay active desktop that we've created for this. And if you don't win these laptops, you can still download that. I've created the active desktop so you can actually go out to our website at freestyle-systems.com. Go to our downloads page, and there's a link right there for the active desktop that was designed for Cypress Bay. So you can get the Freestyle active desktop or the Cypress Bay active desktop.
Active desktop, that's just when you have a background that looks really cool, and also you can click on it. So
Just like a web page.
Yeah, it's a background that you can click on.
Okay. I know that there's one other thing that you want to go through. However, before we do that, we want to do another giveaway. How about that?
Okay, sounds good.
Very popular. You know, everybody likes the freebies. So let's tell them what they're going to get.
Let's see, we got first 10 callers, a free remote access diagnostic service.
Remote access diagnostics. If you're having trouble with your computer, if you're having some issues, you don't know what it is, it's normally a charge. We usually charge $50 to remotely access your computer and diagnose it. We'll do that completely free of charge. You'll have to call us up first, obviously, to set up the session. But if you call us, we will be happy to set that session up for you and do free access to your computer and tell you what's wrong with it, if there's anything wrong with it at all.
Yeah, if you're not sure if there's some weird goofy things in there, we can come and point the finger to you.
Exactly. So that's just about it. You have any idea what that is?
Looks like it came from a banking institution.
This is what happens when you piss off your IT guy.
Oh, I thought we did the Superman trick. The Superman trick when you just round all the money and then put it to another account. That's the Superman
Oh, this
trick.
is much simpler.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay, so that just about covers everything that I have for this episode of Tech Talk.
Now we're going to get into some net neutrality talk.
Right.